Hello, welcome, guys. The Yankee manager and the Yankee general manager have spoken today. Let's see what they said. All right, guys. So today, the Yankee manager and the Yankee general manager had some pretty interesting news to say to us. So let's see what they said. Well, let's start with Aaron Boone, the Yankee manager, who will be coming back next year. I know a lot of people they wanted to see him leave, but before we get into that, two coaches have left. The first base coach, Travis Chapman, he has been let go, and the bullpen coach has also been let go, Mike Harkey, who, by the way, is the longest uniform personnel who's been in the Yankees coaching staff. He was there for the Yankees 2009 World Series, and he's now gone. So, well, it's over. And so let's start with Aaron Boone. Well, a couple things happened. Okay, he explained that Anthony Volpe had surgery done on his labrum. Interesting. So one day in May, he was playing a Major League Baseball game for the New York Yankees at short. A ball gets hit towards him. He goes to field the ball. He lays down, goes to dive for it. Something pops in his elbow. Something right here. And his throwing... Well, this is my left arm. I guess his right? Because that's his throwing arm. No, and it's not... Oh, yeah, I'm right. Yeah. So right here, he just feels something pop. Doesn't know what it is. That day, gets an MRI done. They see there's a little bit of a tear on his shoulder, on his labrum area. So they give him a cortisone shot, and they're like, hey, you could play through it, and it'll be fine. Just, just manage the pain, you know what I mean? Just, if you feel something, just let us know. But it's fine, you're good. Let me make sure the mic isn't muted. I always got to make sure of this. I'm very anxious. I'm very paranoid about this. And so then he goes out and plays some more Major League games, and they give him two more cortisone shots, one after the All-Star break, and then one after in like mid-August. So those are two big things. And if we see throughout his throughout his play performance, he did better after he got the cortisone shots, and then kind of tapered off after that. So Aaron Boone said that it had nothing to do with the Yankee shortstop, his performance on the field. Mind you, he did pretty bad on the field and at the plate. At the plate, you could say he had 19 home runs, drove in 73 runs. Okay, but he had barely, he couldn't get on base, like under 200 OPS. He had 16 errors. I mean, this is the most of his whole career. So he kind of messed up there. And I definitely think that Anthony Volpe should try to just hit gaps, hit line drives. He shouldn't try to go hit for the fences. And I know Michael Kay, he said that he was trying to be a more line drive hitter in 24. But I don't believe that. I think he just messed up at being a home run hitter. And so he just kind of messed up. And because remember, his rookie year, he had 20 home runs. So, and in his sophomore year, he had 19 home runs. Oh, no, sorry, 11 home runs. And then this year, he had 19 home runs. So I think he was trying to hit home runs last year, but he just couldn't. So that's just my opinion. I don't know what happened. But yeah, and he said they had no effect on his play, on his performance. Okay, so what was the problem with him? You heard that silence? Yeah, that was his answer. Apparently he just had a bad year. He just had a terrible year. There was no reason for it. This could have been a reason. Honestly, I don't know why he didn't say that. He could have easily said, hey, Anthony Volpe kind of messed up his shoulder. But then again, that would have brought up another concern. Why was Anthony Volpe playing with the torn labrum to begin with? And I was listening to the Michael Kay show today, and a guy called up and he said that his son, who plays baseball, I guess travel ball or something, and his season is pretty long too. It's like March to October, and he also tore his labrum, and he played through it, and apparently he said he had one of his best years. So it's like a torn labrum you could still play with, especially if it's not in your throwing arm. I didn't know that. I thought it was like a you had to get it fixed, but apparently not. But then, so he got surgery on his shoulder, and he's saying that that's going to take him out for at least the first couple of weeks of the Major League season. So Caballero is going to be playing shortstop for the New York Yankees to begin the year. So we'll see how that goes. Since a lot of people, they kind of wanted to see a change to begin with. So I would like to see it. Well, who knows? Opening day, it'll probably be Caballero at short. So just something to think about. Next thing. Carlos Rodon got some surgery done on his elbow. Not Tommy John, not his UCL. Apparently there were some loose bodies on his elbow or around his elbow. I don't know. And they scraped down like a bone bruise or bone contusion or bone something, a bone anything. And they had to do some surgery on him, and it's going to take him out for the first couple of weeks of the Major League season as well. So your starting pitching staff is going to look like Fried, Schlittler, Heel, Warren, and I don't know who your fifth is going to be, honestly. I have no idea. The pitching staff is looking a bit weird because Cole is not coming back until June. Clark Schmidt is not coming back until August. So I don't know what we're going to do with that. But just figure it out. I don't know. I have no idea. And then, next up, I didn't call you, Alexa. Turn off. I don't know. I don't know if you guys heard that. My Alexa just turned on. Next up, we have the general manager, Mr. Brian Cashman. So, and also Aaron Boone talked about the disappointment of losing the season. Obviously, since he's so mad. He's so depressed about it. Obviously, and he talked about his disappointment of the coaches leaving, specifically Travis Chapman and Mike Harkey, because apparently him and Mike Harkey were good friends, but apparently that doesn't matter. And I really don't understand, what does a bullpen coach even do? How do you mess up being a bullpen coach? You're the bullpen coach for 15 years, and then now it's like, oh man, I think it's time for a change for a bullpen coach. He's been doing perfectly fine the last 15 years. What was wrong this year? I don't know. That was just weird to me. I don't get it. So, Brian Cashman spoke, and he said that he was looking into, getting new coaches, getting back Cody Bellinger, but he kind of said it in a weird way where he's like, I'm going to throw my bouquet towards him. He did a great job this year, whatever. Because he's for sure going to opt out of his contract. So they're going to go for Cody Bellinger, obviously, because he was really good for the Yankees. So you never know. And I think there was a little bit of connection since his father played for the Yankees, and he saw his father on Old Timers Day, and I thought that, it was a cool father-son moment, Clay Bellinger and Cody Bellinger. So, pretty cool. I definitely think Cody fits in New York, and he's built for the spotlight, so let's get Cody in here. I'm perfectly okay with that. Next thing he talked about was that Anthony Volpe's performance could have been affected by the labrum tear. Weird. So we have two opposing views where Boone said, "Oh, actually, no. Well, let me do my Boone. Well, it didn't have any. It didn't have any to do with his performance on the field. He just torn labrum, gave him cortisone shots, and he just played hard. He grinded the year, and he got the results. And then Brian Cashman spoke, and he was like, well, actually, it could have had to do with some performance, like the performance on the field could have been due to the labrum tear, since there was a tear and he was fighting through pain. Which, you know what? I mean, I believe him, because there's no way it doesn't have to do. Like, it doesn't have to severely affect your performance, but at least some of your performance. I mean, literally a tendon in your body is torn. I mean, is that not, like, that has to hurt, number one. Number two, that just has to have, like, even if it doesn't hurt, it probably has to do some adverse effects that you don't even know. You don't even notice. It just is happening. So, yeah, I'm happy that he got the surgery done, and that is tenant is fixed now. But yeah, I don't get it. I don't get how that had nothing to do with his performance, Boone. Riddle me that. And I still don't understand this from him. He kept saying that this is the best team he's ever had out of the 8 years he's been here. Okay, well, if it was the best team, you should have won the World Series, or at least been to the World Series. Because how is it better and you didn't get to the World Series when last year you went to the World Series? And that was the worst team, right? Mind you, there's 2 players on that team that aren't even in the league. Anthony Rizzo, Alex Verdugo. So, I don't know. Riddle me that, Boone. I don't know. There's a couple things I just didn't understand when Boone said it. And Brian Cashman was asked, hey, why'd you let go? Because it wasn't Boone's decision to let go of the coaches. It was the front office, and Cashman is obviously the head of the front office. So they asked him, hey, why did these coaches leave or get let go? And he's like, well, actually, we didn't let them go. It was the end of their contract, and they did a good job, whatever. Pretty much a nothing sandwich. He didn't explain the answer at all. So they had no reason as to why they let these coaches go. I could see why Travis Chapman was going to let go, since Jazz made that mistake on first, and he got doubled up. And Boone, which he never does this, he flamed he flamed Chapman in the dugout for all the cameras to see. Everyone saw him just completely going in on Chapman. So I'm pretty sure the decision was made right there, and so they just waited for the season to be over so they could get rid of him. And then Harkey, I don't know why you let him go. Everyone loved him. I haven't heard a single bad thing about him. And I think he was a pretty cool dude. Seemed like a nice guy. So I don't get it. I don't know what was wrong with him. Apparently he was doing a good job for 15 years, and this year was like, okay, we're going to need a change. All right, well, that's what it needs and whatever, but I don't think it's going to do much. I mean, you saw the Mets, they pretty much cleaned house on everyone in their coaching staff except for their manager. The bench coach apparently just left. He didn't retire. He left. They said they need a new voice. Okay, cool. So I have no idea how that's going to work. I don't think it's going to change much with the Yankees, honestly. This Yankees team is looking pretty almost, I don't know what you could get other than more bullpen guys. Like the bullpen could get strengthened. But Cashman and Boone pretty much said, like, you know, kind of like an end of season wrap up, like, hey guys, this is what happened. This is what we're going to do. And, you know, we're looking forward to the next season. And that's pretty much it. So Boone and Cashman, they spoke, but they really didn't say anything of interest, honestly. They really said more of the same. And, you know, I mean, it was just, the main thing is Cashman also said that, you know, what happens it was a small sample size and it didn't go our way. When I think of that, I'm just thinking you built the team wrong, because what works over 162 is not going to work in 5. Like, you could hit home runs through 162 games and make it to the playoffs and be first in your division and everything, but if you're in the playoffs, there's 5 games max, 4 to win, 3 to win in that ALDS. So you have to play your best baseball. If you don't hit home runs, which is what you do through the regular season, if I hear this, I don't even know what Ferrari's going past my house. I don't know if you heard that, but you don't hit home runs, you don't put the ball in play, you strike out a lot. That's what happened. So they lost. Blue Jays beat them. Seattle is currently beating them. I'm happy for that. NLCS and I think an ALCS game are also happening today. So I can't wait for that. Let me know what you guys thought about the press conference today. I thought Boone and Cashman kind of said a lot of nothing, really. The main thing was Volpe getting his surgery. Volpe and Rodon getting the surgeries. I didn't know Rodon was going to get surgery. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen to him. I hope he's okay and doesn't really derail him. But I just hope that Volpe gets better. I know that they were talking about C.J. Abrams, and they were like, hey, C.J. Abrams was a bad player for 3 years. They're trying to make comparisons. They're reaching with Volpe here, and I want to reach too, because I like Volpe. And as I said before, I'm a Jersey kid. He's a Jersey guy. I want him to succeed. His dream is to be the shortstop for the New York Yankees. This is his dream. So, but you don't select the first round draft pick for him to hit under 219 home runs. At least 250, 240. Because if this doesn't happen by the end of the 26th season, the 27th season, guess who's going to be playing short? George Lumbar. So, look, I like Volpe. I want him to succeed, but if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. I'm sorry. It's bad. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments what you thought about Boone and Cashman, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.